that you should buy for your first track day. Or if you just got a new bike and you're going to buy new things for it, you've already done some track days. Maybe you went down the path before where you don't know if the things you got were the right things or not. These are going to be my top 5 things I think you should buy for a new bike. New rider, advanced rider, doesn't matter. Number 1 is going to be your tires. That, to me, is the most important thing. That's why it's number 1. If you don't have good feeling with your tires, you're not going to have good feeling with your motorcycle. Most of the tires that you get on a brand new motorcycle, yeah, they're good. None of them I don't think are bad tires, but I have never gone out riding on a brand new stock motorcycle and used the tires from the OEM and thought, man, these things are fucking awesome, and felt super confident. So go out, get some tires that, everybody recommends. I don't know. Everybody's recommends their own tires these days. I'm a Dunlop guy. I've been a Dunlop guy my entire life. So I run Q5s and Q5Ss when I go on the track. Q5 is meant for the street. They're still performance tires. I've ridden them on the track. They're great tires. I have a lot of confidence. But Q5S is the more, track day friendly tire. So set of Q5s is going to be great. You're going to have a lot of confidence. And it's not something like, most people that I'm trying to talk to right now are like guys that want to ride their bike on the street and the track. Obviously, if you're just tracking your bike and you have stands and tire warmers, then of course going with some slicks is going to be the best option. But if you want to do both, Q5s are great. That's what I run on my bike. Number 2 is going to be your handlebars. I know a lot of people think, why would I buy handlebars? But for me, you get a brand new bike. A lot of times they have the pin to where you can't adjust, where you want them. So you can't. There's not really any adjustability on stock bars. So I like getting some bars that I can really, adjust. I like running my bars super wide, so it gives me a lot of leverage. If most of you sat on my Superbike, you would be shocked at how wide the bars are. I want to have, room for me to move around. I also want to have, I kind of always tell people it's like if you have the stock bars, a lot of times they're narrow. You don't have much leverage with those, so you're not going to be able to move the bike around as easily. But also when you get into like a bad, tank slapper or whatever you want to call it, speed wobbles, the more leverage you have, the easier to me it is to control the bike. And also just being more comfortable. I mean, I'm a small guy, and even I get cramped on, stock position handlebars. So set of handlebars is great. That's another thing that I really recommend. Third thing is going to be a set of rear sets, foot pegs, whatever you want to call them. I think, obviously you're going to get more ground clearance, but also for me, when I'm riding on the track, I want the sharpest, spikiest set of rear sets, foot pegs, again, whatever you want to fucking call them, possible, so that I can really grip onto the bike. I want those things to like if you put your bare foot on them, they're going to slice your foot open. I have my mechanics on the race bike sharpen, even the sharpest set of rear sets that I can get, I have them sharpen the shit out of them. So getting something super sharp, it's going to give you, obviously, like I said, more grip on the pegs. It's going to give you more clearance to the ground. Also that adjustability again. So that's super important. Number 4 is going to be figuring out your seat. Stock seats are good. I mean, my V4S, I run the stock seat. It's good, but sometimes if you want to get really comfortable with the bike, a good seat that's grippier, not as padded, so you have a better feel to the bike, getting something that's a little bit thinner so you can really I just like everything that I'm touching is the most tires, and then everything that I touch, my body's going to touch. That's the most important thing to me because I can really feel what the bike's doing, So seat is going to be important. Not just for the feel, but also just moving around on the bike. There's a few different reasons, but yeah, seat to me is an important thing. And number 5 is, some people will say that's stupid, but tank grip. Get a good set of tank grip. I think there's some that are probably under $30 online. Tech Specs, a company that's helped us out over the years. I like their stuff. The thinner the better. Anything that's, I don't know. I just don't like anything that's making me less connected with the bike. So the thicker things are, the more disconnected from the bike I am. Like grips, the seat, the tank grip. So I like everything to be as thin as possible. It wears out a little bit quicker than the thicker stuff. So, I mean, if you want to, have the longevity, okay, get a little bit thicker one. But I like having the thinner stuff. They also tend to be a lot, grippier on my legs. But the reason for the tank grip is to, under braking, you can use your legs to really dig into the tank. If you don't have that tank grip, they're going to just want to slide on the tank. So the tank grip helps that. Also, when I'm leaning off the bike, the main thing connecting me to the bike is my outside leg pulling against that tank. So tank grip helps with that. Those are my top 5 things. Whenever you feel like, like I said, everything I'm touching, excluding tires, so the tires and then everything that I'm touching on the bike, that's the most important things for me that I'm going to change. And then when you get comfortable enough and you feel like, you're ready for that next step, then go with something that's fun and flashy, whether you want to try to do some suspension. I always love getting an exhaust. My top 6 things are tires, bars, rear sets, tank grip, seat, and exhaust, because the exhaust just wakes the bike up and everything just feels so much better with an exhaust and a tune. So that would be, I guess 7 things, right? That'd be tires, bars, seat, rear set, tank grip, exhaust, tune. That's like my ultimate top 7 things that when I get my 2025 V4S here in a couple weeks, that's what I'm going to be doing to it first. So hopefully that helped you guys out. Once again, it really helps me out if you could subscribe, like, comment, do all that stuff, share with your buddies. I want to see you guys, get better, and I'm hoping that these tips help you out a lot. But like I said before, I want to get subscribers. Everybody on here wants to get subscribers. It helps me out, helps me, promote my sponsors. It helps me make a little bit of extra side money, and I just have a lot of fun doing it. I love going to the track or going to bike rides or track days, the race, doesn't matter. And you guys coming up telling me you watch the channel. I think it's super cool. I tried hard for a while at it. It worked well. Got lazy as shit and stopped doing them. So hopefully you guys enjoy these videos. Let me know if there's something else. This was a comment from somebody that I was answering. So hopefully you guys liked it. And once again, that's all I got. See you later.